Ever stepped into the shower only to find yourself standing, leaving behind that grimy ring nobody wants to deal with? A slow draining tub is one of the most common plumbing frustrations homeowners face, and I have seen so many people make the mistake of immediately reaching for harsh chemical drain cleaners. The problem is, those chemicals often do not work on the real cause of the clog, and they can damage your pipes over time. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete process of fixing a slow draining tub from start to finish. We will cover everything from identifying your drain stopper type to a genius trick using baking soda and vinegar that works like magic. Plus, stick around to the end, where I will show you a simple monthly maintenance routine that keeps your drain flowing freely for years. Let us get started. Fixing a slow draining tub is one of the most satisfying DIY repairs you can do. It takes no special skills, costs almost nothing, and the results are immediate. About 90% of slow tub drains can be fixed in under 30 minutes with tools you probably already have at home. So let us begin by understanding what is actually happening down in your drain. Here is what most people do not realize. Your drain is not just a hole in the bottom of the tub. Water flows down through the drain opening, past the stopper mechanism, into a curved pipe section called the P-trap. That P-trap holds a small amount of water that creates a seal preventing sewer gases from coming back up. From there, water flows into your main drain line. Slow drains happen when something restricts that water flow. The most common culprit is hair combining with soap scum to create nasty clumps that cling to the drain pipe and stopper mechanism. The second cause is soap and product buildup coating the inside of your pipes. This residue is sticky and catches even more debris. Now, chemical drain cleaners usually fail because they cannot effectively reach a clog that is several inches down, wrapped around the stopper mechanism. Plus, those chemicals are incredibly harsh on pipes, especially older plumbing. So let us do this the right way. Before we get our hands dirty, let us gather everything you need. Having all your tools ready will make this job go much smoother. First, you will need a screwdriver. I recommend having both a flathead and a Phillips head because different drain stoppers use different screws. You will also want needle nose pliers for pulling out hair clogs and gripping small parts. Grab a flashlight because you would be amazed how much easier this job becomes when you can actually see down into the drain. For the cleaning itself, you will need about 1 cup of baking soda and 1 cup of white vinegar. You will also want a kettle for boiling water. If you have a stubborn clog, you might need a cup. Plunger, which is the basic one with the flat bottom, not the flange plunger designed for toilets. For really tough clogs, a hand drain snake is invaluable. You can pick one up at any hardware store for around $15 to $20. Finally, grab some old towels and maybe a bucket. You might also want rubber gloves because what comes out of a drain is not pleasant. Now, let us talk about removing your drain stopper because this is where the job really begins. There are several different types of tub stoppers, and each one comes out differently. The most common type in older homes is the trip lever stopper. This is where you have a lever on the overflow plate near the top of the tub. When you flip the lever, it operates a plunger inside the overflow pipe that blocks water flow. To remove this type, unscrew the overflow plate, usually 2 screws, and carefully pull out the entire assembly. There's a linkage attached that goes down into the overflow pipe. It can take a little wiggling, but it will come out. The second common type is the push-pull stopper. You push down to close and pull up to open. To remove it, simply pull the stopper straight up. Some just lift right out. Others have a small set screw on the side you need to loosen first. Third is the lift and turn stopper. Turn it to the open position, then look for a set screw on the knob. If there is one, loosen it. If not, hold the body firmly and turn the knob counterclockwise. Fourth is the toe touch stopper. Open it by tapping, then turn the cap counterclockwise while holding the shaft still. Finally, there is the simple screen type with no stopper at all, just a flat screen over the drain opening. These usually have small screws holding them in place, or just pop out with gentle prying. Whatever type you have, once you get it out, take a close look. Is there hair wrapped around it? Soap scum buildup? Clean the stopper thoroughly with hot soapy water and an old toothbrush. By the way, if you are finding this helpful so far, make sure to subscribe so you do not miss future videos. All right, let us keep going. With the stopper out, now it is time for the initial manual cleaning. Grab your flashlight and shine it down into the drain opening. In most cases, you will see a metal crossbar across the drain, and wrapped around that crossbar, you will see hair, soap scum, and general gunk. Take your needle nose pliers and carefully reach down into the drain. Grab that clump of hair and pull it up slowly. Go slow because if you yank too hard, you might break off a piece that falls deeper. Work around the entire circumference of the drain opening. Here is a trick I have learned over the years. Take a long plastic zip tie, about 8 inches, and cut small angled notches along both sides like barbs pointing upward. When you push this down and pull it back up, those barbs catch hair and bring it up. Keep pulling out debris until nothing more comes up. I once cleaned out a tub drain for a customer who had 3 daughters with long hair, and I pulled out enough hair to make a small wig. Within 5 minutes of cleaning, that drain worked perfectly. After removing all the debris you can reach, look down the drain again with your flashlight. If you still see buildup clinging to the pipe walls, our next step will take care of that. Now for the genius trick I promised at the beginning. This is the baking soda and vinegar method, and when done correctly, it works like magic. A lot of people have tried this and said it did not work. That is usually because they did not use enough, did not wait long enough, or did not follow up with boiling water. Let me walk you through exactly how to do this right. First, make sure your tub is completely drained of any standing water. Take about 1 cup of baking soda and pour it directly down the drain opening. Use your fingers to push any baking soda sitting on the drain crossbar down into the pipe. Let the baking soda sit for about 5 minutes while you heat up your kettle of water to a full rolling boil. After 5 minutes, pour 1 cup of white vinegar down the drain. You will see it start to fizz and bubble. The baking soda is a base and the vinegar is an acid. When they combine, they create carbon dioxide gas. This fizzing action helps break up soap scum clinging to the pipe walls. Here is the key step most people skip. Cover the drain opening immediately after pouring in the vinegar. Use a wet washcloth or flip a bowl over the drain. This forces the fizzing reaction downward into the pipe instead of letting the gas escape. Let this sit for at least 15 minutes. I usually recommend 30 minutes for really slow drains. After waiting, remove the cover and carefully pour the boiling water down the drain. Pour slowly and steadily. The boiling water rinses away loosened debris and helps melt remaining soap scum. I typically use about half a gallon of boiling water. For stubborn drains, repeat this entire process twice. This method works so well because it addresses buildup that chemical cleaners cannot touch, and it is completely safe for your pipes and septic systems. Now, let us talk about the plunger technique, because if baking soda and vinegar did not completely clear your drain, a plunger is your next step. Most people use a plunger wrong on a tub drain, and that is why they think plungers do not work. The secret is creating proper suction, and there is one critical step most folks forget. Before you start plunging, you need to block the overflow opening. That circular plate near the top of your tub is connected directly to your drain pipe. If you do not cover it, all the pressure from plunging escapes out the overflow. Take a wet washcloth and stuff it firmly into the overflow opening. Now fill the tub with about 3 to 4 inches of water. You need water because plungers work by pushing and pulling water, not air. Place your cup plunger directly over the drain, making sure you have a good seal all around. Push down firmly but not too fast, compressing the plunger about halfway. Then pull up sharply without breaking the seal. That upward pull is actually more important than the push. The suction dislodges the clog. Repeat 15 to 20 times with a steady rhythm. Push down slow, pull up fast. After about 20 pumps, break the seal and see if water drains faster. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 rounds. If manual cleaning, baking soda and vinegar, and plunging have not solved your slow drain, it is time to bring out the drain snake. Do not be intimidated by this tool. A hand drain snake, also called a drum auger, is simple to use and incredibly effective for clogs deeper in the pipe. A typical hand snake has a flexible cable coiled inside a drum with a crank handle on the outside. The cable has a corkscrew shape at the tip that grabs onto clogs. To use it, insert the cable into the drain opening and start feeding it down while turning the crank handle clockwise. The turning motion helps the cable navigate curves in your drain pipe, especially the P-trap. Keep feeding cable in until you feel resistance. This might be the clog or just a bend in the pipe. Keep cranking and pushing gently. If you have hit the clog, you will feel the cable grab onto something. The resistance changes from a solid stop to more of a spongy, grabbing sensation. Once you feel you have hooked the clog, slowly pull the cable back out while continuing to turn the crank. The rotation keeps debris attached to the cable tip. Pull it all the way out and clean off whatever comes up. Repeat 2 or 3 more times to make sure you have gotten everything. For tub drains, you rarely need to go more than 3 to 4 feet into the pipe. After snaking, flush with hot water for a couple minutes. With the clog cleared, it is time to put everything back together and test your work. Take your clean drain stopper and reinstall it by reversing whatever steps you used to remove it. For trip lever types, carefully feed the linkage back down into the overflow pipe while lining up the screw holes on the faceplate. For push-pull, lift, and turn, or toe-touch stoppers, just screw them back into place. Make sure not to over-tighten any set screws because you can crack the fitting. Now run the water and watch your drain in action. It should drain noticeably faster than before. Fill the tub with a few inches of water, then pull the stopper and watch it empty. A properly flowing tub drain should clear 2 inches of water in about 30 seconds or less. If it is still a bit slow, repeating the baking soda treatment one more time often finishes the job. If your drain is flowing well, congratulations. You just saved yourself a service call that would have cost $100 to $200. Let us talk about some common problems the clog might be. Farther down in the main drain line, past where a hand snake can reach. In this case, you may need a longer power auger, or it might be time to call a professional who has camera equipment to see exactly what is going on down there. Second, if you notice a bad smell coming from the drain even after cleaning, this usually means there is buildup in the overflow pipe or on the underside of the stopper mechanism that you missed. Remove the overflow plate and clean inside that pipe with a long bottle brush. Make sure you scrub the stopper assembly thoroughly on all sides. Third, if you hear gurgling sounds when the tub drains, this typically indicates a venting problem rather than a clog. Every drain needs proper venting to allow air in as water flows out. If gurgling just started recently, it could mean partial blockage in the vent pipe, which might require professional attention. Fourth, if water backs up into the tub, when you run the bathroom sink, you have a clog in the shared drain. Line downstream from both fixtures. This is deeper than what we addressed today and usually requires snaking the main bathroom drain line from a clean-out access point. The good news is, if you follow all the steps we covered in order, you will fix the vast majority of slow tub drains without running into these bigger issues. Now, for that bonus tip I promised at the beginning. This is a simple monthly maintenance routine that will keep your drain flowing freely and prevent future clogs. Once a month, do a mini version of the baking soda treatment. Pour about half a cup of baking soda down the drain. Let it sit for 5 minutes. Follow with half a cup of vinegar. Cover the drain for 10 minutes. Then flush with a kettle of boiling water. This takes less than 15 minutes and prevents buildup from ever causing problems. Also, consider installing a drain hair catcher if you do not already have one. These inexpensive screens sit inside your drain opening and catch hair before it goes down the pipe. You clean them off every week or so. For households where anyone has long hair, these are absolute game changers. I recommend the silicone type over metal mesh because they're easier to clean. This tiny investment will save you hours of drain cleaning over the years. So that is everything you need to know about fixing a slow draining tub. We covered how to identify and remove different stopper types, manual cleaning techniques, the baking soda and vinegar method, proper plunging technique, and how to use a drain snake. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. If you have questions or tips of your own, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching.